my loves, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to show you guys how I like to meal prep for maintaining. If you're new to my channel, make sure you click that subscribe button to join the family and follow me on my socials because I do post more outside of YouTube. Now, you guys know, like I said on my story, I wanted to start doing a cooking series. So this meal prep is specifically for maintaining. So for me, when it comes to my maintaining meal plan, is more of stuff that I like to enjoy, and I don't really focus on what I'm counting and what I'm putting into my body, just enjoying it. So yeah, I'm gonna do separate videos for bulking, and then I'm gonna do another one for cutting. So if you guys really want that, comment down below and then I'll do those for you guys. So the first thing we're gonna do is do the chicken, because the chicken takes the longest. After you wash it, you cut up some onions and put it into the tray, as you can see. Now when it comes to the sauce is really eyeballing it because it's really based on your preference. And like I said, when it comes to my meal plan, like my meal prepping for maintaining, it's just stuff that I like to enjoy and take my time and not really focus on like, oh, this is too bad for you and this is too good for you. So life is all about balance. So you're gonna mix the teriyaki sauce and then the soy sauce, and then you're gonna add honey into it. I'm gonna have a list down below of all the items that I use into each category. So I'll have like the list for the chicken, the list for the other stuff. So everything will be in the description below. So once we're done with the sauce, you're gonna pour the whole thing onto the chicken and then evenly spread it out. Now the chicken takes the longest. It takes about 2 hours. So you're gonna leave it in for the first hour, and then when you're done, you're gonna flip it over and then let it cook on the other side for another hour. And then after that 2 straight up hours, after that is you like your preference. Like for me, I like the meat to just fall off the bone. So yeah, after you pour that onto the chicken, just roll it to the side, make sure the sauce is getting on the chicken and everything, and then we're gonna go straight into the sauces. Like I said, I'm gonna have a link and a list of all the sauces and the seasoning and literally everything that I put. Now a lot of you will probably comment down below and be like, oh, that's a lot of sauce, that's a lot of seasoning. Listen, like I said, this is a maintaining meal prep, okay? This is what I do when I don't care what I'm putting into my body. This is just what I do to enjoy, okay? So shut up. Now, probably a lot of you would be like, oh, how do you know if this amount of seasoning is too much? Now, honestly, like for me, I grew up in a black household. Like, I don't know, I feel like there's certain things that you just know, and like for me, I just watched my mom and my aunties growing up like cooking, so like I just know how much to put and when it's too much. So like if you're a beginner when it comes to cooking, honestly, you just need to do try and errors, because I honestly don't know how to even explain it, because it's just a skill. I mean, it's just something that I learned from watching my African parents. So yeah. That's pretty much it. Once you're done seasoning it, you're gonna wrap it up with tin foil, and then you're gonna put it into the oven. Make sure you set a timer for an hour and then another hour, just so you can flip it and then check on it. And then that's pretty much it. Next, we're moving on to the sweet potatoes. Now when it comes to sweet potatoes, some people like to do them pan fried, some people like to again, this is just something that is also based on preference. Now, how I like to do my sweet potatoes is that I'll cut them in little pieces, well, in 4 pieces. Keep in mind that the thicker you make your sweet potatoes, the longer that it'll take for them to cook. So for me, I like to put them into the oven for, I would say, 30 minutes to an hour. Mind you, you keep on checking on them, so you check to see how soft they are when they're in the oven. So yeah, just keep that in mind on how thick you make them. So yeah, this is pretty straightforward. You cut them, and then after, I'll show you guys the seasoning and what I put into the sweet potatoes. Now, I'll be super honest. For me, the first time that I did sweet potatoes, I did not know how to do them or seasoning them. And I had watched a fitness YouTuber, and this is how they made it. And then when I tried it, I really liked it. So this is how I just ended up doing my sweet potatoes the entire time. So you just have olive oil, and then you add cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is really good for you. So yeah, you mix that together, and you literally just pour that in there, and then you mix it all together. Make sure the oil gets on all of the sweet potatoes, and then just mix it together. And then after that, you'll just add salt over it, and that's pretty much it. Now, I know a lot of you are gonna be like, well, Annabelle, how do we know if salt is too much, or this is too much, or this is not enough, and stuff like that? Honestly, you guys, like, I can't even explain. Like, when, like, these are just one of those things where it's like, you know it or you don't, or it's just like try and error, like I said. Because these things, like, for me, they're just like a habit of routine. Now, for example, some things I'll be like, oh, a tablespoon, oh, a teaspoon, oh, 1 cup. It's kind of like the basics of cooking when it comes to that. I don't know if I'm even making any sense, but like I said, it's just really eyeballing it. Okay, so yeah, anyways, I feel like that wasn't really helpful, but yeah, I will put in the description my recommendations of how much I put, but majority of the time I do eyeball it. So like I said, it's all about preference. But yeah, for those people that don't know exactly what to put, I'll have that in there. That's like the basic. Next, we're doing saute mushrooms. Now, in my opinion, saute mushrooms are like really easy and simple. You don't have to do it this way. A lot of people have different ways of doing their mushrooms. Some people like to do just regular mushrooms, and some people like to do whatever and do it, saute it or whatever. But this is just how I like to do them. So you're literally gonna leave it into the pan, fry it for about 15 minutes, because mushrooms produce their own oil. So it's gonna you're gonna put it in with nothing in there, and then it's gonna do the oil, and then you pour out a little bit of the oil, and then after that you're gonna include some butter, and then you just add salt, and then you just literally let it sit in the pan, and that's literally it, you guys. Sauteing mushrooms are super easy. And don't forget to wash your mushrooms. Wash everything. I can't even emphasize how much washing literally everything you cook. That's like one of the main things that my parents and my aunties always told me, is literally wash everything. So yeah, never trust, oh, it's already washed from the store, so that means I don't have to wash it. No, bitch, you need to wash it. So next we have the asparagus. Now again, make sure you wash your asparagus before you cut it. Now when it comes to cutting the asparagus, some people like, now like I said, for me, I don't really like the ends like that. So some people like the ends to be a little bit more, so it's really based on your preference. And it's super easy to do asparagus. You literally just put olive oil, put the asparagus in the pan, and you just fry it till you're liking, till it gets soft. So, and then you add seasoning. Now I highly recommend putting garlic into the pan before you add the asparagus, because that adds some flavor, and also ginger is really good for you. Unfortunately, I didn't have ginger the time that I was making it, so I was really pissed off about that, but I just had to endure it. So yeah, and that's, the asparagus is really easy. Honestly, you guys, cooking is super easy. You just need to learn and just like pay attention to stuff, and you'll really get the hang of it. So yeah, you literally just toss and turn it. Some people like to add butter for flavor. Now I don't recommend that you add butter, but just use olive oil. You can add some salt into there as well. So yeah, that's pretty simple, and then that's literally it. Cooking asparagus, again, is based on your preference. I like them to be a little bit soft and chewy a little bit, so that's when they're like a little bit more green, and then the juice is all like absorbed and everything, and they taste really good. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Finally, we have the rice. Now I like to leave the rice for the last, because rice is super easy to make, especially if you have a rice cooker. Now if you don't have a rice cooker, you can also do the exact same thing, literally what I'm doing, but instead of a pan. But obviously if it's in a pan, you need to watch it and pay attention so you don't burn it. So I like to add I would say 5 to 7 cups, depending on how many days that I'm doing the meal prep for. So in this video, because I did my meal prepping late on a Tuesday, I obviously only have 5 days, so I'm gonna do 5 cups, and that's the amount of rice that I add, is a cup. So after that, this is also a little tip that I saw my auntie do. So after you rinse and wash the rice, add just a little bit of olive oil and then sprinkle a little bit of salt. This kind of just makes the rice not dry and yucky. And also, if you, I need to catch my breath. And also, if you don't want to use white rice, I would suggest brown rice, because brown rice is a healthier option for you, but I don't really care about what's that healthy, because this is maintaining a meal prep. This is maintaining, so like I said, I don't really care. This is just like more enjoying. So after this week of maintaining, next week will be my cutting. So yeah, stay tuned for that video, you guys. Cutting is love and hate, because yeah, you guys know. So you guys will just have to wait and see what my cutting meal prep will be like. Okay, so obviously after that, like I said, the rice cooks the fastest. So after you do the cup of the rice, and then you literally just add everything onto your plate. Some people are probably gonna be all anal about how the placement of the food is, but honestly, I don't really care about my food touching, so I'm not really that type of person. But yeah, you're just gonna add everything. I know some of you are probably gonna be like, oh my god, there's so much sauce, oh my god, this. Listen, like I said, when it comes to maintaining, I'm just like whatever, because you guys, let me tell you, when you finish a good workout, especially leg day, for you to come home to this meal is the best fucking meal ever. I'm gonna tell you that, because let me tell you this, you'll thank me if you make this is gonna be the best. But yeah, anyways, you guys, stay tuned for next week, which will be my cutting meal prep. I always like to alternate, so like I'll do a bulking and then I'll do a cutting and then I'll maintain, and then sometimes I'll switch it up. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in my next video.